Do I have common sense? Probably not, but today we're gonna find out. So we're taking something called the common sense test that 90% of people fail. This is according to Brightside, which we all know is the equivalent to the Mensa IQ test. There's gonna be 15 questions. I don't know what this is gonna be about, so let's do this. All right, the first question, which word would you use if you needed to describe a person who doesn't have all their fingers on one hand? So if I have 4 instead of 5, I would be a paraplegic. No, maybe a quadriplegic because I have 4 fingers now. Actually, now that I think about this, all of my fingers are not on one hand. All of my fingers are on 2 hands. So I guess you'd call that person weird or like abnormal. Yeah, if you have 10 fingers on your hand, then you should probably go to jail. Just kidding. Not really. All right, so call this person normal. I think I said that right. So I guess you'd call that person weird or like abnormal. All right, time for geography. So if a plane crashes right on the border between Canada and the United States, where should they bury the survivors? Well, you don't bury survivors. I guess they mean like, where would you bury the people who died? Unless that's what they're trying to get at. Am I just supposed to call out that they used the wrong word here, the survivors? Because if so, then that's just dumb. But if I were to give my actual answer, I think that air is not regulated. And so I guess they would be buried like on the Mason-Dixon line or something, or like just throw them in the Pacific Ocean.
But are you 100% sure they bury the survivors?
All right, so I guess I got this right because they're trying to tell me that you shouldn't be burying the survivors. As I said, well, you don't bury survivors. All right, 2 for 2.
Imagine that you just entered a pitch black room. There's an oil lamp, a newspaper, and some kindling wood inside the room. But you only have 1 match. You have to make a tough choice. What will you light first?
So I'm thinking if we're going off the logic of the previous 2, there's going to be something in here that's just like dumb. So you have a match. So you want to light the match first. A match is not necessarily lit. I think you want to light the match first. Final answer.
You'll need to light the match.
Perfect. 3 for 3.
Mrs. Brownie, despite her name, loves the color pink. Her bungalow is decorated entirely in the bubblegum color. Pink carpet, furniture, curtains, even the walls are pink. So what color do you imagine the stairs are?
I don't know. I'm not a perv. I'm not like looking into her windows to try to figure out what's going on inside her house. I don't think there's stairs in the house. It looks like a ranch style home. Like it looks like a single story home. So I'm going to go ahead and say there's no stairs in the house. How about that for a wild card?
Perhaps if there were stairs, they would most likely be pink, but bungalows just have 1 floor. No stairs needed.
I didn't even process that they called it a bungalow. It just looks like a single story home.
One day, a man got caught in the pouring rain. Unfortunately, he had no umbrella or hat or anything else he could use to stay dry. Yet, not a single hair on his head got wet.
He's bald. He's bald. Too easy. Baldy.
The answer is so simple, you'll want to slap yourself for not
Baldy.
thinking of it.
Imagine being
The man
bald.
was bald.
It's okay. Don't feel bad. How can it be that every single person in a plane crash died, but 2 people survived? Every single person. So that means those people are chronically lonely and they don't have anybody in their life to couple up with and call their partner. So all the single people died and the 2 people who survived were a couple. That would be my guess here.
Those 2 survivors were married. Every single person.
This is kind of easy. All right, so what do you sleep on, sit on, and brush your teeth with? You sleep on a bed, you sit on a couch, and you brush your teeth with a toothbrush. I think the answer here would be like molecules, because everything is like on a molecular level the same. As a logical person myself, I think what you have to do here is you have to take the most absurd case of the 3. So brushing your teeth, it's like so specific. So what it can apply to brushing your teeth, but also sleeping on? Water?
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Because everything has like hydrogen molecules. I don't know. I think I'm trying too hard here. I'm just going to say your body. Final answer, Steve.
A bed, a chair, and a toothbrush.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they didn't have to be the same thing. Although, didn't I kind of say that in my answer? Run that back. You sleep on a bed, you sit on a couch, and you brush your teeth with a toothbrush. How many months have 28 days? Some months there are 31 days and others there are 30. Okay, so the answer is all of them. I know they want me to say February, but every single month has at least 28 days. So I'm gonna go ahead and say 12. Final answer, Steve.
The answer is actually 12. All 12 months have 28 days.
All right, number 9. So a man dressed in all black from head to toe was walking in the middle of the road. All of a sudden, a huge black car with its headlights off came around the corner and screeched to a halt not to hit him. How on earth did the driver of the car see the man in black? All right, so the guy was head to toe in black, the car was black, the headlights were off, but that doesn't really mean anything. Like, what if it's like 6 a.m. or something? It's like super bright outside, it wouldn't matter. Because it doesn't say it's the middle of the night. So I think how on earth? I guess because the earth was facing the sun because it was daytime. Final answer, Steve.
It's kind of hard not to notice a man dressed completely in black during the daytime.
All right, next up, one room was filled with valuable secret documents. The second one was full of money, and in the third room, the man kept expensive jewelry. Which of the rooms did the police start to extinguish the fire first and foremost? I already see the answer here. The police do not put out fires. That is the fire company, or firemen, or firewoman. I've never seen a firewoman. All right, so I guess they technically exist, but these also look like stock photos that were taken. You know, like when you go to college and you see the textbooks, and the textbooks have like all these diverse people, yet there's only like 10 black people at the school. I feel like that's what they're doing here with like the female firemen or firewoman. So only 5% of all career firefighters are women. That's pretty crazy. Anyways, let's see if I'm right. So interestingly, the police can put out fires if they were equipped. And there have been actual instances in history when police have actually gone to houses to put out pretty minuscule fires. So if they're in the area and they see a fire, they are trained to put out fires. Just so you know, Brightside. What's the biggest problem with snow boots? That's the question? What are you even asking me here? I'm gonna say there is no problem and people just complain.
Snow boots melt as soon as you take them home or spring comes.
That's not a snow boot, that's a boot made of snow. Snow boots are known colloquially as a thing. What a dumb quiz. So I got 2 wrong, so I'm 9 for 11. All right, so next up is how do you put a giraffe in a refrigerator? You chop it up, right? You take its head off, its neck off, you cut it into 3 parts, you cut its limbs into 3 parts, and then you just shove it in there. I mean, that's the right answer. Maybe there's also like a walk-in refrigerator, like those industrial level refrigerators at restaurants. I think those are 2 pretty good answers.
So here's exactly how you do it. You open the fridge and put the giraffe inside.
I mean, I guess, but my answer was more practical. I said you could theoretically put a giraffe in a fridge, but it has to be one of those industrial-sized fridges. I disagree with that. Do I count that as right? Maybe I'm wrong. 9 for 12. Now they're asking me how I put an elephant in a fridge, and I think I have the answer. And I think somebody might have told me this a long time ago, like a really dumb joke. You have to take the giraffe out, and then you put the elephant in. Because right now the fridge is occupied. I swear to God, if they tell me an elephant can't fit in a fridge, then I'm out. I will end this quiz immediately.
Open the fridge, take the poor frozen giraffe out, put the elephant in, and close the door.
Okay, first off, why would the giraffe be frozen? You put it in the fridge, not the freezer. If your fridge is freezing stuff, you should probably adjust the temperature, because clearly that's not a well-functioning fridge.
Noah builds one more ark and invites all the world's animals to join him. Every single animal gets on board, except for one. What animal doesn't board the ark?
The elephant. The elephant is not going to board the ark because the elephant is stuck in the fridge, right? That's got to be it. I see the giraffe. He's peeking out the chimney like Jeffrey from Toys R Us.
The elephant, of course. It's still in the fridge. Poor thing.
Amazing, Brightside. You really, really, really well done. Final one.
In the wilderness when you come upon a river. You have to cross it, but you know that crocodiles dwell in rivers there. How can you reach the opposite side without becoming a crocodile's dinner?
I cross during the day, so I become crocodile's breakfast. Right? I thought it was a good answer.
Just swim across the river. There's no danger. All the crocodiles are on Noah's Ark. Did you figure?
I'm done with this. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch more, click here or here, whatever. You'll see me probably in like 3 days. Peace.